how much of that carries over to limiting guarding.
Yeah, going to be important with Krutwig. Krutwig had a good game at their place, but the last 5 minutes he was terrific, and he really hurt us coming down the stretch. So we're going to have to do a better job over the course of the 40 minutes. I'm certainly going to have to do a better job in that last 5 minutes. I thought Luke was two things. I thought he was much more active. I thought he got away from Smits a few times and got off his body. He knows and we know he's not going to win the battle of banging into each other all night. And so I think he's learned a lot as he's gone through the conference games. So his activity was better, and I think he had a better edge to him. I read what he had said after the game. One of his quotes about the way the first game went, and feeling like that he and whoever it was, whether it's him and Justin and Biggie or whatever combination of those guys, that they needed to do a better job. So I think he took some of that personal coming out of the first game. So just had a better edge and was more active, and that made that had a big impact on the way that game went.
Besides the ability to respond to Valpo, that's something that you talked about with the team and their ability to have success recently. What else did you like on Saturday that you're hoping that carries over?
Our defense in the first half was as good as I think it's been all year, and it was for the entire 20 minutes. We didn't make very many mistakes. I found myself when I went through it, guys. I know I keep going back to the Drake and the Bradley games. When I went through those in the Drake game, we had 34 clips that we needed to work out and do better, do different, and do better. And in the first 20 minutes of the Valpo game, I kept finding myself highlighting clips of what we did right, and that's the way you want it to be. But it was 5 games ago, and that wasn't the case in the game against Drake. So I would tell you, just our defense, that was as good as we have been for 20 minutes, for a half. We were in their way for most of that first 20 minutes, and that was so I thought that was good. And then we finished well again. We scored points on 8 of our last 10 possessions. And Valpo was able to get, I think they were either 6 or 7 of their last 10 possessions they got points. But we, offensively, and some of those came, a lot of those came later shot clock, and they came from some different guys. Although AJ was a little more in the role that Wyatt was in against Missouri State, in this game. And Spencer's been in that spot, and Isaiah has made some big plays down the stretch. So now we like that part of it, that a number of different guys have handled the basketball for us. A number of different guys have scored the basketball for us when we've come down the stretch here in the last 2 weeks in particular.
Just to be clear, was 34 clips on the Drake tape, or was that a combination?
That was 34 in the Drake game. 18 of them at the defensive end, 16 at the offensive end, and all 34 of them were ones that we needed to do better. And that's sometimes you'll get that number, Cole, in the November and December, and we might have had a game with 54 in November and December this year. 34 is, that's quite a bit. This time of year, Cole, you like to be down, somewhere between 8 and 12 is a number that's that would be more common this time of year. In terms of ones you look at, and we made a mistake on the scouting report, we didn't block somebody out, where they just jump off the page. 8 to 12 is kind of okay this time of year. And in the Drake game, there was 34.
How different or similar does Loyola